Just a marriage, family, child therapist, a Reiki master, a clinical hypnotherapist. I've been doing treatment with individuals for over 40 years, and I am a psychologist in the Los Angeles area, the beach areas of Los Angeles. And so I am producing this amazing project called Past Recovery After Abuse and Trauma to help you and people you know how powerful they can be in making great strides forward and being able to live a life that's recovered and then thriving and then transforming after abuse and trauma. The truth is that those individuals of us that have survived abuse and trauma are actually really geared and prepared for being among the most powerful individuals on this planet, because we have endured and survived and escaped, and now we have to work on our recovery. And not many of us actually feel that way. About 30% of us feel like we are resilient and that we master life because of what we went through. What we want is for 100% of us that have gone through abuse and trauma to feel like, yes, I've gone through this situation, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to master life. And one of the ways of doing that is to be able to take these little steps that give you a sense of empowerment. So this is about empowerment in terms of being able to take little steps. Now, below, I'm going to give you some links to some podcast interviews that I've done with wonderful people. So today, Lori Deutsch talked about acupuncture, Chinese herbal practices, functional medicine as it is related to being able to recover from stressors, so that your body goes back into feeling like, oh, I'm not under stress anymore. I am not a trauma and abused individual. I'm a survivor, but I have shifted way out of that stream and into this really healthful existence. She talks about sleep and nutrition and exercise as well. Now, what's so important about all those things is that those are actual very mechanical things that you can do for your body. And she explains why those things help. You probably knew those things help. But here's the idea. Doing one thing towards your benefit today, that's a functional thing to do, actually has a cascading, a domino effect in being able to benefit you on all levels of recovery. So we're complex, right? I can give you the metaphor of the mechanical car. Our cars are mechanical, they're also electrical, so we take them in to get fixed. And because they're mechanical and electrical and they have structure, that's about all they are. They actually can be repaired pretty easily. You know what's broken and you know what needs to be done, and it's usually the time and the money involved that might be the hiccup. Okay, but we as human beings, we're mechanical, we're electrical, and we're also structural. But we're so much more than that. And so you do have to do more. But if you do the mechanical and electrical upkeep of your body, it actually helps all the systems of who you are. So taking care of your physiology will also take care of your emotions. Taking care of your emotions, your memories, your psychology, your way of doing life will also help your body. So this is all about these practical sort of interventions. So do listen to that podcast and a few of the other podcasts that are there as well. Just to let you know, it's Blog Talk Radio, Dr. Carol Francis, and you'll get a whole list of a lot of amazing podcasts that have been done since 2007 on these very issues. Now, let's shift what we're doing right now into really practical things. Let's do some tapping. Tapping is kind of an acupuncture way. It is a pressure point. It's an activation of meridian points in our body. So it does address the flow and the stream of our body. But it is integrated into what's called EFT, emotional freedom techniques. That is also about being able to express the complications in your life and then be able to integrate your body differently. So it is a somatic psychotherapeutic intervention that works on some level in some ways and is so easy to do that you'll benefit from it immediately. And if you do it throughout the day, and it's so easy to do, you'll actually find that it seems to be like having other effects on you, reducing your stress level feelings, reducing your harboring of emotions and memory triggers and obsessive compulsive preoccupations. It also helps you reduce emotional junk that's been stored in there. It also helps you be able to create a physiological flow. The EMDR is another sort of process that helps you be able to integrate the experiences of what you've gone through. And that's another video for you, as well as treatment. I do these type of treatment works with people as well as very in-depth work as well. But let's go ahead and do some tapping. So the first thing you want to do is kind of get a sentence that seems to work for you. And you can modify the sentence and do different modifications or paragraphs for yourself. You're going to say it over and over again, so making it as one sentence makes it easier. So I'm just going to say a general one, not one that's personal to me, but one that's general, just to illustrate. You can say, even though I am really upset about divorcing this individual that's been abusing me for 8 years, I want to let myself know that I love and care about myself. And that would be the sentence. Another example of a sentence would be, even though I am upset that I let myself walk a certain path that caused me to stand in the way of this person who robbed me or beat me up or raped me. See, you can go from mild to very severe. I want to let myself that I love myself, and and that's a complicated sentence, right? You might want to modify it. Let's modify it. Even though I am angry that my normal path of walking safely in my neighborhood caused me to be hurt, I want to let myself know I love you. So that first sentence you can play with and modify until it really feels like it has a ring to it. And while you're creating that ring, you can go ahead and start doing the tapping. So you say it over and over again. So I'm going to take the very first one that I said just to let you know. These are the places of tapping. Even though I'm really upset about having to divorce an individual that abused me for 8 years, I want to let myself know that I love myself and care about myself. So 8-time tapping. Even though I'm upset about having to divorce someone who abused me for 8 years, I want to let myself know that I love and care about myself. Even though and if you can feel it while you're doing it, even though I hate that I have to get a divorce after 8 years of letting this person abuse myself, I know I said I love myself and I care about myself. And so you're kind of feeling it each time you say it. Even though I hate that I'm divorcing this individual that's abused me for 8 years, I let myself know I love myself and care about myself. Or even though I'm feeling really awful about this abuse that happened for 8 years in my life. See, I modified it, letting know myself that I love myself and care about myself. Even when I do this tapping here, because that's relevant to aspects of me, I go behind, next to my ear, underneath my jaw, around my jaw. But that's not part of the official sequence, but it is one of the meridians. And so you can do any parts of your face as well, side, smile lines. Even though I'm upset about having to get this divorce, even though I was abused for 8 years, I want to let myself know I love myself and accept myself. Even though I am upset about having to divorce this individual, even after 8 years of abuse, I want to let myself know that I love myself and I accept myself. And then you can do your hands here, or squeeze it, or chop it. And you do the other side as well, chop it and squeeze it. Oops, I left out 2 things, which are kind of embarrassing. That's probably why I left it out. You go underneath your armpit. That actually is really good for the cleansing system. Say the same thing, even though I hate that I have to go through this horrible divorce after 8 years of abuse, I want to let myself know that I love myself and accept myself. And you go on your bra line, right underneath there. This is a very thorough approach. Then you go to your wrists, and you chop them, squeeze them, chop them, squeeze them. And then you chop the sides of your hand there, right there. Because this is a very sensitive part on your left hand of your body, I also do squeeze that as well. Another thing that you can add to this is your fingers are very, very sensitive. You've seen people do the thinking pose, and this actually does help integrate the process that's going on. I'll let you know that I will often fold my fingers like that, touching the fingertips and connecting my thumb, and that makes a beautiful heart. And I will do this in the course of doing therapy with people because it seems to be a way of integrating both the left and right hemisphere of my brain. It also is a reminder that it always comes from the energy of love and compassion and concern, and also that I recognize the complexity of connection inside of every single person. Well, these are just quick tools, and I'd be glad to work with you in more detail about this, either online or in my office. But it doesn't matter because now you have tools that you can use for yourself. Here's the wisdom that Lori Deutsch shared today. Wherever you start, no matter how big or how small, go ahead and start. Today, helping yourself recover from abuse and trauma. So thanks for including this videotape as one of those ways of starting. Okay, Take care and keep trudging on that path of recovery. We're here to help.